Hello, and welcome to Renton Live. My name is Ashley Dobson, and I will be one of your guest hosts this evening, along with Christy.
Hello, I'm Christy Slotemaker, and I am a co-host today, live from Renton. Yes,
live from our chins.
Yes,
You're
exactly.
Joining us.
Yay! I know. I just am trying to make my head disappear, so you could just because I have my virtual background.
Yeah, so your floating head.
Yeah, exactly. That's all I want. It's just my floating head. So,
how are you today? Oh my gosh, same thought. I'm doing all right. I keep telling today I'm like in the life raft. I'm not drowning yet, so I'm still in the life raft. What about you?
I feel like the mood of the apocalyptic blood sun that you can see in the sky. I think it's a good sign because you can actually see the sun now.
Yeah.
But it is like, if I were to like think of a mood of this whole 2020, that is the mood. Like we're in the mood right now.
For sure.
So
100%.
I had a friend who said they're gonna wait until 2020, like on New Year's Eve, wait until 2020, like stay up all night long to make sure it goes away on New Year's.
I am in full agreement with that, just to make sure we wipe the slate clean.
Bye-bye. Although, you know what? I have so much personal growth during this period. It just sucks that it has to be during year. Like all the hardship in our world does contribute to our personal growth. I'm grateful for it.
For sure.
But it sucks.
It does. It totally sucks. And it's okay to recognize that it sucks. And that like silver lining is like, think about how, exactly like you're saying, that personal growth, think about how much stronger, think about how much better we'll be 3 months from now, a year from now, even.
I'm going to go a year because I'm not sure this will be over.
I don't think it will be, Christy.
It's okay. Send me more red vines and Sour Patch Kids so I can get through the rest of the year.
Okay. Good to know. I'll write that down on a Post-it note.
Thank you. Thank you.
And your red vines, not Twizzlers?
That's perfect.
You're a red vines person, not Twizzlers?
Oh God, not Twizzlers. Like,
oh wow.
That is just way too fake because red vines are real.
Right. Well, we're starting off joking about how heavy our world is, but we are going to continue the heaviness, but keep it light with you guys for this entire episode. So September is National Recovery Month, and it's also Suicide Prevention Awareness Month. And while substance abuse and mental health services are nothing new, the stigma attached to them still is very real. And so the more that we just keep talking about those things, the more that we normalize it and make it okay for others to talk about it. So we are creating space tonight to continue those conversations with people from our community. We'll be able to talk with business owners, and our favorite mental health check-in is going to happen at the end of this episode. So make sure you stay tuned so we can all check in with Avanti. We've got a packed episode full of mental health and, getting through this together. We're in the life raft together.
Thank goodness. Even though we may only have one oar, it's okay. We're going to get another oar tonight. By the end of tonight, you will have your other oar.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Definitely. So a little bit about, National Recovery Month. So in 1989, the Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services Administration launched National Recovery Month to increase the awareness surrounding mental health and substance abuse. At that time, at the same time, they want to celebrate the success stories, because all of those success stories illustrate that living in recovery is possible. So we're just going to continue this conversation. And the first guest that we have tonight is a local business owner, and she is all about spreading light and positivity and creating a space to share those stories. So let's welcome in Ani.
Hi, Ani. Ani got the memo that we're supposed to wear yellow for this show because yellow is a happy color.
That's right.
Way to go, Ani.
Thank you, thank you. It's great to be here. Thank you, ladies. Hi, Ashley. How are you?
I'm wonderful. How are you this evening?
I'm doing well, thank you.
Yeah, so you are the owner of First Metals, which is located here in Renton. Can you tell us about First Metals?
Oh, sure. We are 100% female owned and we are certified nationally now. We're WOSB and WeBank, and we focus on fabricating sheet metal. So, all of the metal that goes around doors, windows for buildings or houses, it keeps water away from the top of our heads when it's raining heavily in Seattle. And I think you have a photo there that kind of also showcases some of our architectural metal.
Yeah. Yeah, you guys have a really beautiful, like, when we came to visit, it totally blew my mind. Some of
Ooh,
those pieces of metal actually look like wood grain, and
yeah.
it looks like real wood grain. It is pretty cool.
I would
Wow.
love to take credit for that, but that was actually done by our senior fabricator. He's been fabricating metal for 30 years. And it's just fantastic what he can come up with. And we have a team of 6 now, but when we started prior to COVID, actually 8 now. Before COVID, we were just a team of 5. And we just took the opportunity to really pivot our business and try to hire and extend more opportunities to everyone that's around us. And we hired 3 more, which we're very happy to say.
Oh, what a huge success story for the age of COVID. I'm gonna chalk that up in that happy column. Ani, if I wanted something like how, as a regular human consumer who's never thought about fabrication of metals in my life,
Sure.
why would I come to you? What would bring me to you? Give me some examples.
Let's say you have a chimney fire going and it's raining right into your chimney, that kind of bites. So we can
Oh
make
yeah,
the chimney caps for you. Or let's say if you have a vent outside and it looks all plugged up and it's yucky and it's starting to rust, where your dryers vent out,
yeah.
we can make another one. And then we also know really great installers if you need it installed. So those are the ways that homeowners would interact with us. But then also, like locally, we're trying to be more mindful of who's around us. Our goal, of course, we're a company, we're trying to make a profit, right? But at the end of the day, what we believe is that we're all a big, huge family. All of us on this planet are a big, huge family, and we can only be as good as the value that we give. So, for those who are around us, we also do sell some of the nitrile uh, uh, gloves that are hard to find. I'm sorry, I stutter. It's a feature. um, and we also sell some thermometers and some masks and things like that just to try and open up our offering so that we can offer more to folks. We also have nails, a little bit of hammers, some saw blades, just extra things that most siding and roofing companies need to do their work. We carry
Oh,
a lot of various items. So instead of driving all the way down to Renton Landing to go to Lowe's, you guys can stop by and maybe we have what you need.
that is so cool. I've got to tell you, I am still on board with the nitrile gloves. It is impossible to find nitrile gloves right now in any size.
We
So
have
thumbs up.
medium and large, I think, right now. And we can't sell more than one box at a time. And our goal is that we're actually serving our neighbors, right? The people who
Yeah.
live in the city first, as well as the jobs. But yeah, we're happy to sell them. And our prices are pretty low. Like we don't mark up very high. I think it's either $15 a box or something like that. It's pretty low.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for doing that.
Yeah. No, you and whenever I talk to you, you have talked about this bubble of love that you have surrounded yourself with, and you have surrounded your employees with to create that, safe and open environment, and to create a space where not only you're running a successful business, but to also create that space for support and to kind of create a space for vulnerability, especially in an industry that is very well known to have to hold up barriers or to not open up and talk about what you're feeling about your mental health or about suicide in general. Uh, so I think it's just really wonderful that you're creating that safe place for those conversations to happen.
Yeah, it's a very near and dear topic to my heart. I think the pinnacle of what I saw. And this is after conversation after conversation I had with the ABC Association of Builder and Contractors, as well as AGC and myriad of other agencies and people who are members of those agencies. I've heard again and again, construction is a really tough market to be in. And when you cover up a smile and you can't see someone smile, it's really hard to tell if they're actually smiling, right? Or not, especially if my nose is covered. Like if it looks like this, it's hard to tell.
Yeah.
So that one smile can save a life. And sadly, we've seen suicide rates go up at the job sites. And the pinnacle example for me was a young child, I think 11 or 12 years old, and the story came across the wire on social media about how this, 11 or 12-year-old had taken his life. And in my heart, I don't want that for the next generation. And during COVID, we've kind of done this big bubble of love in our family, but because the shop is an extension of our family, like everyone there will tell you, I'm the big mama, and I get my hugs, or now virtual hugs and virtual high five. And I really care about every single employee. So during COVID, it wasn't just, let's talk about this. What are you guys feeling? It was also, your wife lost her job, your other spouse lost her job, or your mom did. Let me see what I can do. So some of the grant money we got from EIDL, we gave it as a bonus. We just split it across the board as a bonus to the employees, because without them, there is no company, right? I'm not going to make a company by myself. And with them happy, they will serve others and pass that happiness along. And I wear yellow. So that's like a way for us to kind of, motivate the whole yellow message. And then can I show one more thing that we're doing this time around?
Yes.
This is totally all out of our wheelhouse, right? We know nothing. We are metal fabricators and construction salespeople.
Metal fabricators who wear yellow.
But we kind of got sad when we heard about this, people aren't getting that one smile or that feeling of happiness and joy. And we said, well, what can we do? And we racked our brains and we're like, well, we have a ton of PPE and we can make a yellow basket and make it really happy. And then we're going to put this really smiling picture of ourselves on it, right? And it's going to have this note that says, sending a bit of sunshine your way for a brighter, happier, more cheerful day from us. And, with our contact information on the back, as a way just to kind of give people that we work with a bit of a happiness juice, right? That we have in our shop. And then we're thinking, okay, well, if we're doing this for our construction, contacts and accounts, maybe other people might be interested to sell it to their loved ones or a teacher or someone else. And we offer that at our store. I think the price point is $59.99. But we offer it only in our store. We're not putting it online, and you can customize a note. We're happy to put a note on there for you and send it out. We package it with a mask and a shield and gloves on. So nothing in here is something that, we're going to touch. And we have very, very careful methods of making sure that things are clean. So that was just our way of like passing some joy. It's like, we're blessed. Thank you, Lord. We're blessed. We have our happiness. We have our health. And we're able to keep everyone close in our shop. And we'd like to kind of extend that out to the community too.
Wow. That is so inspiring and so beautiful. I love it that you automatically think you go into a gift shop and you'll get that love. Like you get it from Sparkle every time you walk in, right? But to know that you could go downtown to a place where they have metal and get that kind of love, it's just remarkable.
This is more power to women owned, right? It's like, this is why I love diversity in the workplace. It's because men have their own gifts and talents, and women, we are the community builders, right? We're generally the nurturers and the builders of community. And it's really nice to be able to have the feminine energy, whatever form it comes in, sometimes it comes through one gender or another, doesn't matter, but whatever form it comes in, we're community builders. So we're here to build a better community. And I just thought that that would be a great way to overcome a harsh metal shop with some happiness and some joy.
No, it definitely is. And it's, again, it's creating that space for people to normalize their feelings, to
Mhm.
normalize talking about how they're feeling, to encourage others to build that sense of community. And you can feel that when you go in and visit First Metals. The team there definitely, you feel that community within them, and you just feel that when you walk in. We have another community member who's joining us.
Nelson. Sorry.
Kitty cat. It's so cute.
Was very excited about the happiness basket.
He is. Well, he's like, oh, she's excited. Um, that is fantastic. I thank you so much, Audie. I love the juxtaposition that you don't have to, like, and it's also showing men, I think, too, there, as women, like you said, and if we were to be binary and talk about gender roles, we are very, as women, we are very nurturing. And to know that in an environment where you do have men who are more interested in creating metals at this time, and hopefully there's more women in the future, with an example such as yourself, knowing that they can be interested in metallurgy. But to know that men also can open up and talk about what's important to them.
For sure.
I absolutely adore and love our team, and moreover, it's the whole, like, it's not, yes, we're small, but I've gone above and beyond to try and make sure that we have the benefits to support it. But at the end of the day, you can give them all the benefits, right, and the pay and everything else, but if you're not asking them, hey, how are you, hey, how's your day, hey,
Right.
what's exciting in your life right now, because it's so easy to focus on the negatives. So my 2 bits every day when I see them is, hey, how's it going? What's good? Did you make magic today? What kind of magic did you make today?
Right on.
Because look, it's so easy to focus on the negative in this environment.
For sure.
And if that allows us to save one life, by me adding some magic to their life and them moving on and adding magic to the customer's life, if that allows us to save one life, it'll be worth it.
Yeah.
So wonderful. And so we just want to say thank you so much for joining us tonight. Thank you for being a part of the Renton community, for choosing Renton to open this business and to continue to spread that knowledge and the love, creating the love bubble for our whole community. So we're appreciative that you use your voice to share that message. And if anyone out there wants to visit Ani and her team, you guys, the address to their shop is in the chat. And you can go pick up your happiness basket. And they also have clear face masks that cover your face here. And then you wear the face shield as well. So you can actually see those smiles and continue to spread the smiles throughout the community. So if that's something you're looking for, go visit Ani and her team and they'll hook you up.
Yep, and they're washable. They're only $2, so it's a good way to spread some happiness and smiles around, wherever you can. So the masks are $2. I think the shields are either 4 or 6. But anyway, come in, say hi. We're here to be part of your community. And Ashley, Christy, thank you so much. It's such a pleasure to meet you, ladies.
Yes.
Thank you. It was so fun. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you, Ani. Have a wonderful night.
Thank you. Take care.
Bubble of love right now. Bubble of love.
Yeah, seriously.
Awesome.
She's so wonderful.
Do you know, I just love the energy, and I always thought you could only do, I don't know, I always thought you only could do things one way, but she's just showing us that we can do things multiple ways. I'm going to put my bubbles of love up right now as my background.
I love that.
That's for you, Audie, right there. For you, community of Renton, bubbles of love happening in my virtual.
No, I have a wonderful bubble of love in my life, and that includes you, Christy. We created Renton Live as a response to COVID to, continue engaging and continue interacting with each other, especially when so many of us are feeling really isolated. And the Renton Live team, you guys watch this show once a week, but we meet multiple times a week and are texting each other and calling each other, and there's lots of emails going back and forth behind the scenes. this is a group of volunteers that really cares about the community and cares about giving back. And so, at our meeting last Friday, I was feeling very raw with some emotions. I have, I'm on that life raft paddling with the one oar right now, like most of us. And I have a lot of stuff going on in my personal life, like many of us out there do. But I came to our meeting on Friday pretty raw and vulnerable. And you guys showered me in that support and love. And it was amazing. It was really special. But after I had kind of opened up and shared with you guys, I was having a bit of a vulnerability hangover.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah,
Tell me
no,
what a vulnerability, for people who don't know what a vulnerability hangover is, can you define that?
yeah, of course. So I actually found an Instagram account. So something that recently I've been trying to use social media as a tool for positivity. And only like following accounts that are normalizing recovery or spreading awareness and light and knowledge. And so I follow an account that is a therapist named Jordan Pickle. And I will put her Instagram account in the chat.
I
But
mean,
she
I
had
just want to talk to her because her last name is Pickle.
right. Yeah, no, it's pretty great. But she actually has like the perfect little infograph, I guess, about what a vulnerability hangover is. So a vulnerability hangover is the feeling that you get after putting yourself out there and then immediately feeling exposed and wanting to take it back, which is exactly how I felt last week.
Yeah, I totally understand. I felt that too. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
You just
But
want to go back in time in a time machine and then put your overcoat on and tape your mouth shut.
well, and I find myself after I tell people things, I'll like catch myself talking to myself, saying exactly what I said, how I said it, to like try and interpret it how they would, which there's no way in hell that I could ever do that. But I catch myself doing that after the fact because I'm overthinking it.
Yeah.
And so something that Jordan shared is that, those vulnerability hangovers are normal to feel, but that, showing those emotions, it doesn't make you weak. It doesn't make you annoying. And the most important thing for me is showing those emotions doesn't make you over the top.
Ooh, really important.
Yeah,
I mean,
super important.
I really love what you're highlighting. Ashley as a person is a very natural helper person. She loves to help. I am a person who loves to be in control. Anytime we talk about our feelings, while we are expressive human beings, as you might be able to tell, it is uncomfortable sometimes because you don't know what the story is going on in some other people's heads.
Exactly.
Oh, look, we have vulnerable. Oh, the
Yay!
infographic up.
Yay,
Yay!
yay.
Yay, Jared.
Yes. So, and Jordan's handle is down there at the bottom. This is totally, I'm sharing her messaging, but it just, you feel a certain way and then you read it and you're like, oh my gosh, that's what I'm feeling. Those are the words to describe what I'm going through. So I was really excited to find this information after I had those feelings on Friday. And another thing that she shared was that sharing more of ourselves is how we become closer with people and develop intimacy. And so I've been trying to remember that at least in our, you know, as going through this, and feeling those feelings this past weekend. I had a pretty big, like I said, vulnerability hangover. So I'm just trying to remind myself of these things as well. So if anyone out there is feeling these things, you're not alone.
Yeah, I love that. I have to say that's one thing COVID has done for me. Zoom fatigue is real. But this is the way we are meeting the humans now, right? And I have to say that one of the inadvertent side effects of us getting together through Renton Live has been this ability to share our lives together. And I have to go back in time. I've been involved with the Renton Live 5 months now, I think. If I were to go back in time, some of the most powerful conversations and most meaningful conversations I've had and those connections of bonding have been when we have been most vulnerable, because all of us on the team, and there's several of us, like under a dozen, more than 5, those were the moments where we really connected. And those I will not forget those moments.
No,
And
it's,
they're powerful.
yeah, it's super powerful. And it's, I just, you know, I'm hanging on by a thread, but I'm also really grateful, and I'm grateful for this team and everyone out there watching. You guys make it possible that I get to meet with these people every week. So thank
I
you.
know. You are the reason why we are bonding. Thank you, Renton, and whoever is watching, because that it does. It really, it's been this beautiful after effect, afterglow of this whole thing. And I also want to say one more thing, how important it is to normalize talking about our feelings.
Yeah.
And not being ashamed, especially of recovery and mental illness. It is, I think it is something I'm sure that's coming on the horizon, and how tough our mental illness or our mental wellness system, our mental health system has been. And growing up as a child of a mother who is mentally ill, schizophrenic, and, you know, recovering alcoholic, 30 years, knock on wood. It wasn't normal. I didn't know how to talk about it when I was in school. Like, how do you know that your parent is different? You just know your parent is different. And then you grow up with the fears of not being able to talk about it, knowing your parent is different. And then also, is it going to affect me, and how is it going to affect me? And I really hope that in the next decade, we really climb out of this hole of being ashamed of something we were born with.
Yeah, exactly. It's totally normal, and it's uncomfortable. I mean, even though I say that you guys are the support system that has started to create around me, I still left that conversation, even knowing it was a safe space. I still had to have those talk back to my anxiety and tell it, you know, that was a safe place. It was okay to share what's going on in my life and how I'm feeling, because these people really do care. But it's uncomfortable, but it's going to take those uncomfortable conversations, like you said, to make the change. So
I thought you were very brave and had a lot of courage that day, quite honestly. That was my, like, God damn, she's brave. I mean, when you just, well, she was crying. I was probably overshare. No, I have a little, but no, but to know that you can just show up in tears, and that's okay. And how grateful, what a gift to us as a team to be able to hold. I also felt grateful to be able to hold you in that moment, hold the space open. Holding space open is so important.
No, and I felt that. And something I mentioned a couple weeks ago that I'm reading a book by Brene Brown called Rising Strong. And a couple of things that she talks about is, like, it's really easy to talk about your battle wounds and your battle scars, but it's not easy to talk about them while they're going on. And also, the people that will sit with you and look at you in your pain, those are the people that you want to keep around. So yeah, you guys are stuck with me now, so.
I'm excited. I mean, that's Pima Chodron, who, but by the way, both Ashley and I are huge Brene Brown fans. Pretty much she's like one of our teachers. I mean, I would have to say spiritual guides. But Pima Chodron, I love what she said, like, the most, to really show empathy and compassion, you just sit with someone in the dark. Yeah. And you've got to know your own darkness in order to do that. And you have to be, and it's so uncomfortable to get in touch with your own pain, but once you get in touch with your own pain, then you're able to sit with someone while they are going through their pain and really be in true compassion and true empathy.
So anyway, thank you so much for being there for me. And I just wanted to share about my vulnerability hangover, because I can't be the only one if Jordan Pickle's talking about it too. So
you are not alone. And I have had them too. Don't you all think that I haven't had moments on these calls? Because, you know, I'm 50. And we got things going on.
50, you can kick, stretch, and
well,
kick
sorry,
again.
I'm almost there. I just keep on saying I'm 50 so that one day when I hit 50, which will be next year,
you're preparing yourself. Yeah.
Yeah.
So switching gears, I'm gonna go put on a different hat really fast, and I'll join you in just a moment.
Okay, I'm really excited. Okay, just go put a different hat. So let's talk about some of these resources. I think it's so powerful when we look at social media. There is this moment. I don't know if you do it. I, as a business owner, have moments where I am just not enough. I have huge moments of I'm not doing enough. Everyone else is doing better than me. Their lives are way better than me. Do you ever see that on Instagram or Facebook? Like, how do these people live these ideal lives? And I really appreciate how Ashley shared changing your feed in your social media so that you can get the positivity messages instead of like the comparison messages, because comparison messages are just the thieves of happiness for real. So I'm really proud of you. And I've done the same thing with my feed too. I've changed it just because I can't sit there and be obsessed with certain things that are happening in our environment. Although it's important to be knowledgeable, it is also important to keep yourself mentally healthy.
Yeah, no, I've found myself following people that are therapists, and like I said, and unfollowing those accounts that I was comparing myself to and that were making me, that voice in your head sounds an awful lot like you, and it's really mean sometimes. Um, so just to shut her up more, I stopped following a few people. So,
Yeah. If
but
we can only talk to ourselves like we talk to our best friend, I think the world would be such a better place.
seriously.
So you
Well,
actually don't have a different hat on, Ashley. You have a different shirt on.
yeah, I have my Renton Chamber shirt on, my cool Renton Chamber polo. So I guess I changed
You're gonna
shirts now.
flip the collar for us to
It's
do
like
a little
always
Insta.
popped. It's like a 3/4
Oh,
zip hoodie collar. It's pretty cool.
no, that's pretty rad, dude.
Yeah,
Nice.
mixing up the regular polo.
Oh, woo woo.
And actually, speaking of making the world a better place,
Mm-hmm.
holy cow, you guys remember Kiana Davis, the
Love
educator
Kiana.
from Renton Technical College. So our workshop with Unyielding Roots is tomorrow. And yeah, so you guys can still register. It's at 11 o'clock tomorrow, and participation is requested and expected. There's going to be some guided writing that Kiana does, and she's a really big poet, but we'll be sharing our hair stories and just hearing her story and then listening to others and learning from each other and just creating a space to connect. So I'm really looking forward to that.
Me too. That is incredible. I mean, hair is a big deal. Like you and Kiana really connected
Yeah,
because you've both been mocked
yeah.
for your hair.
For sure, no. And Kiana, her perspective is of, the Black
Yes,
community and Black hair, but she
yes.
constantly says this is not just something that impacts the Black community, and it impacts a lot of different cultures and communities. So it's a way for us to connect and understand each other and, you know, again, just understand how the other people are feeling and what they're going through. So if you guys still want to register, there is time. And I left that link in the chat box below. We do have another really exciting event coming up.
Oh, what is happening over there?
Come through here. Oh, there it is. Sorry. Just playing through.
So Kevin is practicing every day putting down the hall now because Monday is our golf tournament. So it is still not too late to register as a golfer either. If you would like to join us, you guys have like 24 hours before the deadline to register to golf is, but we will be out there at Maplewood on Monday, September 21st, and we're just looking forward to engaging with everyone and spending time with everybody outside. So yeah.
Outside on Monday, it's going to be 20 points clearer in the particulate matter. That's going to be great.
Yes, hopefully it rains this weekend.
Ooh, I know I am a big rain person having come from the Pacific Northwest, but come on, I love the rain, but we really need it now.
Seriously, I prefer the rain over the heat, so I'm always doing a rain dance.
Excellent. Excellent. Excellent.
So another thing that we got going on at the chamber, we are creating a community cookbook and we are now accepting recipes. So if you out there are a business who wants to, share a recipe that might be on your menu, or if you're like a brewery that makes a mean beer battered fry, or fish and chips or anything with your beer, submit your recipes and we want to hear from you. So we're really looking forward to seeing what kind of stuff is submitted and to get cooking.
So businesses can submit the recipes.
That
Can
is
regular
correct.
humans that are not
That is
businesses?
correct.
Oh, okay, both.
Everyone in the community. If you're a business owner, if you're an employee at a business, if you're a resident, if you want to share your great aunt's recipe for butter cake, or you know, if you want to share those secret family recipes, we are super appreciative and look forward to it. But yeah, it's you know, during this time of isolation, we've gotten real nostalgic and we keep going back to those community cookbooks from like the Lady Lions Club and
Seriously.
churches growing up and stuff. And so we thought it would be a really fun way to connect the community. So yeah.
I am so excited because, you know, I love cookbooks. And I always go to the Goodwill to get the cookbooks that are made by the communities and the churches, because
Yes.
they always have a little hidden gem in there. And okay, so in the 70s and 80s, it was everything that was made with a casserole and cream and mushroom soup. And I'd have to say in the current decade, we've gotten so much more sophisticated and I'm really excited.
Yeah, no, so if you have a smoothie, if you have a dessert, if you have a snack, an appetizer, if you have dietary restrictions like vegan or gluten-free, literally anything, we are accepting and we are excited to hear your creativity. And we actually will be able to test out some of these recipes at the King and Bunny's kitchen on future episodes of Renton Live. So submit a recipe and you might have an opportunity to come cook it with us.
Oh my gosh, that's so cool. I
Yeah.
love it. Okay.
Yeah. I have a question for you, Christy.
Oh, yeah.
Have you completed your census?
Well, yeah, online, because it only takes 2 seconds, and I even helped because the census taker person came to my door inquiring about some of my neighbors. And so not that I gave the information away, but we talked, and they are hitting the streets, people. And it is at the end of this month?
You are correct. September 30th is your deadline. So you literally have 2 weeks from today, people.
Yeah, it is. Sorry, there's another animal here now. Roxy Wigglebottom is in love with anything that is on my face. So yeah, no, take your census. It's money in the community's pocket. If we don't count you, we're missing out on your portion of how we can make this city better.
Yes, 100%. A group that is making this city better is the Renton Downtown Partnership. Did you know that their t-shirts are being sold right now at Sparkle?
Yes, love that one.
Yeah, I'm so excited about that. You can literally go into the shop, order it or pick it up right there, and walk out in your "What the hell is going on Wells" t-shirt.
So those t-shirts are actually sold out right now. However, we will have some by the end of the month. The new color is a black t-shirt, FYI. And actually the font that we have is easier to read, so people can actually see the HE double toothpicks on your shirt and know what they're looking at. So What the Hell is on 3rd and Wells coming by the end of the month, and we have more sizes, and the new color will be in black. I love this Renton Rising. The Renton Rising one is the graphic is a little different than what you're seeing on the screen right now. It actually has the dragon with the Space Needle in its hand and the Ferris wheel below it. So it's a little gotcha to Seattle, because you know we're there, we're with Seattle, but you know, little competition. So yes, look forward to seeing those, just slightly different in the graphic at Sparkle. And we can, if we do not have your size, please put an order in with Rochelle, and she'll get it to us, and we will make that t-shirt for you ASAP.
Yeah.
And the artist is the same artist that did the 4 Cow Bridge mural. I mean, I can't tell you enough about how awesome this artist is. So
yeah, Gabrielle Lewis is super sweet. I had the opportunity to meet her at the ribbon cutting of the mural, and I actually have a signed picture of the mural right here that we will be yeah, that is on the wheel of prizes for a future episode. So
that's great.
Yeah,
and someone actually already backed into the mural and scuffed it up. But that is, I told her that, and she's like, this is what public art is all about. It's
Yeah.
about the love from the community, I guess, and backing into it.
Well, and that just means she might have to come back and touch it up, and we're okay with her visiting again. So,
Yeah, she has another mural idea with a dragon.
ooh,
Yes.
we'll have to get her to talk to Erasmus then.
Yeah.
Well, another place that you're going to be able to shop the Renton Downtown Partnership t-shirts is on the Urban Markets Marketplace. So the Urban Market is a local vendor pop-up market that was started in 2017, and we used to pop up at the vacant buildings on South 3rd Street. And in 2020, we found a somewhat permanent home at the Renton Chamber popping up here. And we had a full calendar of events for 2020. And like most of the events for 2020, we canceled all of them. So in response to that, the Urban Market team has been working extra hard with with local web designers blocks. And we have created an actual virtual marketplace. So you can go on to urbanmarketpopup.com right now and shop.
Now.
Yeah, you can shop a few vendors, and more vendors are being added to the site every single day. And so it's a space where you can go and shop with your favorite local people. I mean, the Urban Market hosts food vendors. We have artists, we have jewelry makers, we have musicians, we have glass blowers. I mean, there's so many different incredible people in this community creating and making things, and we're really grateful to be able to create a platform with blocks to highlight their talents and to celebrate them until we're able to get back together again like we used to. So
right, honoring the local talent and getting those artists like back on track, because where can they display? I mean, they're going to get lost in Etsy. Let's just go to the Urban Market, which, okay, Ashley, this is a big announcement for you. She's downplaying how big of an announcement this is because the website literally just went live. What time?
At 5:45, I got a text message from Gavin that said, "We're live."
So not only Renton live, Urban Market live as of like 20 minutes ago.
Yeah, and Urban Market, where I run the market with my mom, Diane, it was an opportunity for us to create and give back to the community and hang out together. And we really fell in love doing it. And so it's something that's super special to me. But I hope you guys check it out and continue to check back in with us because, like I said, more vendors will be added. The Renton Downtown Partnership is getting added in there tomorrow, actually.
Ooh.
So yeah, there's lots of exciting things coming there, but we're live, people. So you can shop right now.
If I'm a creative or fancy myself a creative in a way, like I'm too embarrassed to call myself an artist yet. If I wanted to just put something on the Urban Market, is it possible?
Yes.
How?
So there is a contact page on there that you can email me. The email is urbanmarketpopup@gmail.com, but there is all Urban Market Pop-Up, keeping it consistent. But there is a page on there where you can contact me and sign up to be a vendor and get a stall space. So if
virtual
you have that is correct, a virtual stall right now, and hopefully we'll be able to have in-person markets again, but I don't know when that'll be. So right now we're virtual.
Love it.
But yeah, so if you know a creative or a maker in the community, have them reach out and let them know that this platform's available for them. So it's exciting. It is.
Thank you so much for supporting the creatives in our community, because this creativity is what really is going to save us, a lot of us right now, that creativity that we can express and share and get it out in the world. So thank you.
No, of course. There's a great deal of joy that I get from watching artists grow and develop their talent, and to be able to witness these people building their business. It's something that I really enjoy. So it's been very fun.
Oh, last question on it though. Do they have to, if I wanted to be in the Urban Marketplace, do I need to be officially on a Renton night?
No, you do not. So we have vendors from all over the area. We have vendors from Tacoma, Seattle. We have people that have booths at Pike Place Market.
Wait, are we looking at the actual website right now?
Yeah, this is it. Isn't it beautiful?
Oh my gosh, it's so beautiful.
Yeah, no,
That's the front door. I know these guys. I'm so excited. Okay,
yeah, that's it. How cool.
right on.
Yeah. So,
Okay.
big thank you to Blocks, their design team, and working with me. It was a total joy. So if you're looking to build a website locally as well, Blocks is the way to go. They are super cool and fun, and they get your vision. So
I was talking to Ashley, they're building mine too. I have another business venture in the works and they're building mine too. And I feel like that is the exact thing. If you are a person who is, I don't know what to do right now, I'm a little lost and I really want someone to listen to my vision and build my website, they get you. Like, I don't think I've ever worked with a team of creatives that just get you like
yeah,
within 30 minutes.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, so it's
Big deal.
exciting, but yeah. Anyway, we have another great member. So Joel
Oh yeah.
from my AFH sent us in a little video. He couldn't join us this evening, so he just sent us in a little video to remind us about our seniors and our elderly right now during this time and ways that we can continue to engage with them and interact with them. So I think we'll play that clip now and hear from Joel.
Awesome.
Washington. Unlike a nursing home, our adult family homes are residential homes designed to cater to senior community by giving top priority to the needs, care, and dignity of every resident. During these times of COVID-19 and the unprecedented wildfires, we understand many families have chosen to keep their senior and loved ones at home instead of larger facilities. More than anyone, we understand the difficulties that accompany these choices, and we want to share some helpful tips to help families take proper care of their loved ones and engage them in ways that improve mental and physical health. By engaging in simple games, conversation, and daily activities, our brains fight the aging process. Although this is something we should be doing in all phases of our life, many times we forget to challenge our seniors' cognitive skills in ways to keep their basic functions functioning. In our homes, we have implemented many activities based upon residents' health issues and brain functions to promote longevity and as much as possible independence. So we wanted to share a few ideas with you here. A few ideas you can use at your home are creating customized puzzles with your family's pictures. Many websites offer the puzzles that you can customize artwork on with your own family pictures. These puzzles can come in small to large pieces, so it's not too difficult to solve, and it's easy to handle for the seniors. Buy a few puzzles, put a few different pictures, and really help seniors to maintain dexterity in their hands and fingers, and the pictures help with memory and usually inspire a conversation that is extremely beneficial to the seniors and their families. Also, bingo nights. For an example, it can help stimulate 3 key senses: hearing when the numbers are called, touch, using the pens to dab and hold the card, and sight. Bingo is also a great social activity that can help reduce loneliness and increase a sense of well-being. To add a little bit of extra, make this a Zoom call. Invite friends, invite other seniors to engage on the Zoom call while you're playing these bingo nights. Community and engagement and conversation are imperative to senior health, physically and mentally. Because along with health improvements, activities also fight depression in seniors. And the good news is that a majority of older adults are not depressed. Some estimate a major depression in older people living in communities range from less than 1% to about 5%. But it raises to 13% in those who require home health care and 11% in older hospital patients. To us, this means community is important. At home care, people become isolated. We've understood this through the experience of COVID and these wildfires. We are now indoors a lot more, and we're not as connected as we should be. We need to try and make sure that our seniors stay connected with community. And I think these games and opportunities are great ways of doing so. If you have any questions about senior care or different things that you can do at home to help your loved ones, Visit myafh.com, where we provide tons of resources on how to combat depression as well as how to care for your loved ones. Always give us a call or visit us online, and we'll be happy to answer your questions. Thank you.
Yes.
Well, we're back.
Yeah, no, and super important information. I know when Joel and I were talking, him sharing that puzzle piece with the family photo, I loved that idea. And they really definitely care about the well-being. AFH has a lot of really cool things in the works. They're going to be creating podcasts and classes and courses and actually a YouTube channel so that caretakers that are, that haven't had training can get it. We want to make it accessible so that everyone is getting the care that they need. A lot of people are afraid to grow old, but Joel and his team believe that there is life after retirement and that we need to be taken care of all the way until the end. So, yeah.
I love that. Okay, so here, as a cheese educator, I do a lot of senior classes.
Yeah.
I got my most fun classes. Now, I love everybody, don't get me wrong, but my most fun classes are with the seniors because they actually can pull back memories of how they milked the cows, what kind of cows they had, or like cultured butter, because we don't get cultured butter in our culture anymore. And they drink more wine and their happy hours last longer than, I cannot wait until my happy hour can be from 3 to 7 and then I can just go to bed.
No.
It's amazing.
Once my hair goes white, it's going to be like super funky colors, chunky sneakers, and velour sweatsuits for the rest of my days.
Velour sweatsuits, here we come.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it is, I think in our society, we just think of growing old as something that scary, but goodness, after having spent so much time with fun folks that have great memories and such a wealth of knowledge, dude. So I'm grateful for them and what they do for helping us educate ourselves that life is like still vital and rich and exciting.
Yes, no, 100%. It's really great. So I've left AFH's website information, and I believe Joel's going to join us in the future again to talk about some of those things I mentioned. So we'll be able to check in with him again and learn even more about AFH then too. So
cool,
really wonderful organization. So yeah.
All
well, and I'm going to do a hard transition right now to kind of tough things, but again, we're touching on tough subjects, but we're working through it together. So I found some really great infographics that kind of touched on warning signs for suicide. A lot of people believe that if you talk about suicide or have these conversations, that'll give people ideas, when in reality, it's proven that these kind of conversations actually prevent it. And some of these warning signs are very obvious, like people talking about not having a reason to live or looking for a way to kill themselves or making a plan. But some of these things you don't really think about, like when your loved ones or friends maybe start to isolate or are withdrawing, maybe their sleeping patterns or behaviors are different, displaying extreme mood swings, talking about being a burden to others. Like the voice in my head has definitely made me think that I have been a burden upon people in my life before. And that is a really heavy thought and thing to sit with. And so just if you are out there, know these warning signs, educate yourself so that you can be aware, because suicide is preventable.
It is. And the thing about when you have dark thoughts, I have been there too, is that you're just ashamed to bring them to the forefront because you're just going to become more of a bad human. Yeah. And the more we can talk about it, the more shame runs away and we can open up our hearts. And while yes, some of these signals are obvious, I think just digging in and not being afraid to talk about it on either side of the dark place or as the friend really just cracks it wide open and brings in some light. So thank you for sharing those, Ash. What else
Oh
do
my
you have there?
gosh. No, the next slide that you guys are seeing right now is just like Christy said, if you're on the receiving end of someone talking about those feelings or having those suicidal thoughts, or is suicidal, these are ways that you can help. You know, just listening and asking, and not leaving them. Like Christy and I had talked about, sitting with someone in their pain is an extremely moving and powerful thing that you can do for someone. And it creates a space for them to feel safe in those feelings,
Yeah.
and for them to just feel it. And you know, there's been those moments, at least in my life, where I have felt weak, or those thoughts have really taken hold or
Yeah.
been stronger than they have at other times. And in those moments that people have been there for me and been supportive of me, it's saved my life.
Yeah.
So just don't forget that even just sitting with someone in silence is powerful.
I think it is the scariest thing to feel helpless on the outside. When you are in darkness and in struggle, you don't feel like you deserve the help.
No.
It really does take a lot of effort. And if you're the friend, it's scary because you feel helpless.
Yeah.
And if you're able to be brave and get in there and just sit with them in their pain, that alone is a healing salve.
Yeah. No, it
Yeah.
really truly is. It's incredible. So, and when you're in those moments, you want to withdraw and you want to isolate. And so the
Yeah.
most awkward thing is to ask for help and ask for support,
It
but
is.
know that those are moments, those feelings and moments fleeting, and that life will get better. There's light at the end of the
Yeah.
tunnel. So don't be afraid to talk about it. Don't be afraid to reach out. In the chat box, we have gotten some resources from our next guest, who we'll bring in shortly here. The crisis text line. So you not only can call the crisis hotline, but there's
Mhm.
also a text line. So even if you can't vocalize those feelings, but you need to say SOS 911, pick up your phone and text. You know, someone will be there to support you and be on the other end to help guide you through those feelings, because they're heavy and they're overwhelming.
They are, and they change your perspective. It's so important. And I love it. In the background, you can't see what's happening with our little chat box in our Zoom, but Farid's like, it is so important to have a support system around you during these tough times. And any way you can get that is really important, even if it's a text.
For sure. And I think for me, I've always had a strong support system around me, but I haven't used it.
Correct.
And I haven't relied on it. And so recently, at least for me, actually relying on those people and feeling these awkward feelings and having vulnerability hangovers. But it's been
I'm like
so,
breathing.
yeah, it's been so beneficial for me to actually utilize those people and believe them when they say that they care and they're there to support me, because every time I've reached out, they're there. So it's a beautiful thing.
It is a beautiful thing. It's the hardest thing in the world, and it's beautiful.
Yeah. Well, speaking of beautiful,
Yay, Avanti!
yeah, the moment we've all been waiting for. Avanti!
Hi,
Connecting
everybody.
to audio. Oh, there she is.
I was just watching before.
Oh,
I'm
nice.
so happy to see you.
Oh, how are you?
I'm good. I was just thinking I really appreciate going deep into the emotions right there and talking about suicide. Yes, people are so afraid of talking about it, but that's what makes it preventable,
Exactly.
right? Yeah. And I really appreciate you saying that it is preventable. I think sometimes we get sucked into those emotions and people are feeling so terrible and thinking that, oh, maybe it's not going to get better for them. It will. It absolutely will. And being there for somebody makes such a huge difference.
Yeah.
So often we feel like there's nobody there for us.
Yeah, especially in those dark times, you do feel ridiculously alone.
Yeah.
And
I
it just
think
shapes your
all
whole.
of your guests today have been so great at pointing that out, right? That there's so many different ways to make a community. And I love that bubble of love from a small business, right? I think remembering that community can be all kinds of things and family can be all kinds of people is so
That's right.
important.
Yeah, family is not just blood, you know. Those are relationships that you develop with anyone. So yeah, no, it's very cool. But uh I know that I like there's this quote that another person that I follow on Instagram is named Morgan Harper Nichols, and she is an artist and she creates these beautiful pictures, and she's also a poet and a writer. But something that she said is tell the story of the mountain you climbed. Your words could become a page in someone else's survival guide. And after I read that, it definitely inspired me to talk about the darkness that I have felt, at least in my own life. So, you know, the more we talk about it, the more it will become normalized, and hopefully also prevent more suicide from happening. So
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Right. That's part of it.
So
Oh,
your credentials are vast and wide. So we have Avanti here as our subject matter expert. And I was talking to Avanti a few weeks ago and she said, I could just talk about mental health all the time, like any opportunity to talk about mental health. So would you share with us a little bit about what you do in your practice and what you'd like to share with us today? Because I think we just want to crack this wide open and just shed light on it. So talk to us a little bit about that.
So I am actually in my office today. This is
I can tell. I can tell.
Eating Recovery Center and Insight Behavioral Health. I didn't make it home yet. I'm a child, adolescent, and adult psychiatrist. So I went through medical school and then specialized in psychiatry and then specialized again in child and adolescent psychiatry. And now actually specialized again in treating eating disorders along with all the other mental health issues. And what you all are talking about is so important that we do break it wide open and we do talk about it. And I am so grateful to these newer generations for being willing to be vulnerable and get through those vulnerability hangovers, which are terrible. And
they are
so embarrassed and just wish that had never happened. And you know, after I do this talk today, I'm gonna like rethink everything I said and go home and ask my husband, did I sound ridiculous? What do you think? Right? Because we all have such a hard time with that. And we know people can judge us, but the reality is that we're not being judged as much as we think. And people are really just thinking about themselves a lot more.
That's true.
And it really is helpful, like you were saying, just being there for somebody and talking about it, like Ashley, talking about what you've experienced and that being a page in someone else's book. That is so powerful because sometimes we feel like nobody else has experienced this and we are so ridiculous. And why can't we just get through this? Everyone else is doing great. Everyone else's Instagram looks beautiful. Well, I can tell you 100%, we generally only put on the Bird Quiz Facebook the like good stuff going on.
Yeah.
You're not seeing the mess in our house, except sometimes during Renton Live, and we'll show you our messy house, right? And it's so helpful to know people are going through those things. And we all need that. We all need our support. And actually, I was just looking, so I sometimes will get these great cards from people, and I keep them up because when you're going through it with somebody, you and they are not sure they're ever going to make it through because the feelings are so heavy, and sometimes people are feeling so hopeless. And I love seeing these reminders of people who thought they would never make it through, and then they do, and then your life is worth living when you never thought it would be. It's just so amazing to be able to get to that point. And I really enjoy being I feel so honored to be able to go on that journey with people. And I appreciate, like you're saying, people who, like yourselves, are willing to sit with everybody in their deep, dark times.
Yeah.
Because you know that we can get through this with our community.
Mhm.
For sure.
Absolutely.
When you have felt those moments, like what are ways that you've cared for yourself? What is like some of your self-care practices?
Yeah.
Or what are, not what is.
Right. Well, like I was saying, I'm one of those people who, like you, will go through all those things I should have done or should have said, or maybe I shouldn't have done that. And something that's been really, really helpful for me to learn over time, and isn't the kind of like self-care of, taking a bath. It's, which is also great. All those kind of self-care things are great.
So great.
So great, whatever helps you. But those kind of self-care thoughts where I realize I can't really change what I said. I can't take back this ridiculous thing. Those kinds of things are really helpful for me. Or when my brain is just worrying and worrying and worrying about what might happen. I know a lot of us are worried about the world right now and elections and wildfires and COVID and systemic injustice. And it helps me, and I know it helps a lot of people with anxiety, if you could take a breath and say, yes, those are all really terrible things.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. Is it helping me to worry about that? Is that actually doing me any good?
Oh.
Is it making me feel any better?
Oh.
Usually it's not for me. If it is for you, keep doing it. That's fine.
Wow.
But usually it's not for me. And so then it's thinking about, well, what can I do?
Yeah.
I can vote. I absolutely have that. That is one thing I can do, and that's not going to take too much time, because sometimes it gets overwhelming thinking of all the things I could do to make this world better, and I don't know what I just have too much.
Yeah.
So also prioritizing, okay, I can vote, and that is important. And as we've seen in our community, one vote can make a difference.
Yep.
Right?
Yes.
So I could do that, or I can volunteer on a campaign. I can put up yard signs. I can get a yard sign for my house. I can contact my legislator about things I think need to change, or my city council person, or my school board person.
Yeah.
Just think about what you can do and what will make you feel empowered versus feeling so guilty for not doing all of these things.
I know, because we just added this week, we just added environmental issues to our long list of things for 2020.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you have that on your bingo card? That
no.
Whole West Coast would be on fire? No, I did not.
No.
Did not.
No more gender reveal parties, because they are not gender reveals.
No, they are not.
They're not.
It was all over social media this weekend. No more gender reveal parties.
Because
no more.
Just telling people what like genitalia your child's going to have. We don't know what their gender is going to be. Let's not start a fire.
PSA.
PSA from Dr. Bergquist.
I love it.
Show.
No, and I could see Christy's face change and like almost have like a moment of, oh my gosh, I can do that. Is that what you were just feeling, Christy?
Well, it's relieving.
When Avanti was talking.
Yeah, no, it was because I'm like, oh yeah, I kind of go to bed with the whirring, like that fan that's in the computer. That's my brain.
Yep.
And each one of those fans has a little problem attached to it, and it's whirring in my brain all the time. But you're right. If I can just do one thing, I cannot save the world myself. And we can work collaboratively, and I can put a sign, and I can vote, and I can, go ask my friend, bring a friend a casserole if that's what they want.
Yeah. And you're doing Renton live. Like, how much more are you all doing than the rest of us in the community? You're doing this amazing thing, right?
Thank you. And
Yeah.
we're not comparing, but we are, yeah, okay, we get a chick a box today. This is good.
Yes, I can always like reframe and find the positives. So give me a call.
Okay.
That's like my mental health superpower.
Oh, I
You
love
didn't even
that.
need, you have 3 specialties, but this was the reason it brought you to the 3 specialties, right? Reframing.
Yes. It took a long time to figure that out though.
Wow. That's great.
It takes a lot of practice.
But
Christy-
we're gonna make like a whole movie about your superpower. This is amazing.
For real.
Reframe it.
I'll just try and think of like how I can reframe everything somebody says.
I love it. Always
Christy,
finding
you're
that
doing
silver lining.
amazing. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because someone else was pointing out that when we just, I think it was Ani, when you just focus on the negatives, you're just going to stay in that space. Obviously, we need to think about those things. And if there's something we can change to make it better, we absolutely want to do that.
Mm-hmm.
If you're not remembering some of the positives, you're just going to get stuck and not enjoy your life as much, right?
True
like
story.
when you're making the lemonade that, well, yeah, I have done a lot of personal growth in this terrible year. At least I've done that.
You're right.
Exactly.
Like we've run a marathon in personal growth this year. Thank you very much.
Yeah. So next year you can take a break.
Great. I'm not going to, next year, let's just hope it's not the Ironman challenge.
No.
Oh man.
No,
Yeah,
next
like this
year you're
is
going
the
to take a
warm-up.
break and have your cheese classes, and I'm actually going to be able to come in person.
Yeah. Phase 3, people, phase 3.
Yeah. Oh man. I know recently I've been like just finding it hard to get out of bed. Just like the actual effort that it takes to put 2 feet on the ground after you wake up in the morning has been super difficult. And so something that I've been doing is like having a dance party in the morning to get my body moving and to try and get my mind out of that I don't want to be doing this right now kind of mood. So that's what I've been doing during COVID.
That's amazing.
I love it so much.
Highly recommend. Highly recommend.
And I write down on cards. I have 4 cards. I have a gratefulness card and then a story card of a day. And I also have a card for forgiveness for myself and for others. And a lot of times when I'm in my head, I'm just berating myself because that is my favorite thing to do. If I'm a professional self-flogger.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Right? Cat of 9 tails, that's my weapon. And so if I can write down who I need to forgive myself first because I'm the person that'll take on responsibility. That's just how I deal with things. I don't blame others except myself. And then I also need to go out and forgive the person or the person that helped me start the thought or brought the injustice. That helps me. I am inspired though by the dance party.
Yeah.
But I'm a thinker.
Oh, I love that. And that's how I've stopped thinking is by dancing.
I like it.
Me too.
Yeah, no, I like that forgiveness. And I like that you're at the top of the list every day. I think I might take you up on that.
You know what Elizabeth Gilbert does? Eat, Pray, Love. She writes herself a love letter every day. Like I am not strong enough to write myself a love letter every day.
Yeah, I'm not there yet either.
No, she's way evolved.
That's beautiful.
But we can all work on it.
Yeah.
And we're all giving ourselves grace.
But we can all work on it.
We can all work on it. And we do what we can.
Yeah, exactly.
No, for sure. Well, Avanti, I just want to say thank you. We always look forward to these mental health check-ins with you. We always look forward to the time that we spend with you, and we always learn from you. You're a wonderful example of what we are doing tonight, and you're doing it every day. So thank you for your service.
Thank you for having me. I so enjoy this, and I love watching what you guys are doing. And I need some of those Renton Rising shirts, so I hope they have kid sizes.
Oh, then we have children's sizes. They're coming. They're coming.
Okay.
Kid sizes on the way. In fact, they're in my house right now, ready to be pressed.
Okay, perfect. Because we like to have a matching set for the 4 of us.
Okay.
That's one that'll get posted on Facebook for the highlight reel.
Yes.
I hope.
Look how much we love Renton, because
we have clean clothes.
That is also a good one. That is like one of my accomplishments of the week. Like, well, I did the laundry, y'all. You guys have clean clothes.
Take a bow.
Oh, I love it.
Thank you. Yep.
Well, thank you so much,
Thank
Avanti.
you,
And
guys.
we look forward to our next mental health check-in with you, and
Absolutely.
send the love to the Berquist family. We love you guys.
And thanks for
Thanks,
staying
guys.
at work. I know you're not gonna get home till late to see your fams and tuck them in and kiss them and feed them and
Oh,
stuff.
yeah.
So for sticking around with us.
They stay up super late, so they're probably they
Nice.
won't care.
Okay.
Party at the Berquist.
Yeah.
Woo!
Pretty much. Bye,
Thank
guys.
you,
We'll see you
Avanti.
next time, Avanti.
Thank you.
Ugh,
I know.
love
Joe,
her.
I just gonna put her in my pocket.
No, it's like a hug.
It
It
is.
really is. Ugh,
Love it.
gosh. I think I said this last week too, but I love our community. It's so incredible. All of these people have a business or are Renton residents. Like, they're our neighbors, they're our community members. These are, the people these are the people in our neighborhood, you guys, and they're
Yeah.
incredible. So
I mean,
just look
as
at
our
that
world
effort.
gets bigger, our world is actually getting closer and smaller in some real ways as we build the community and become more aware.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
We're lucky.
Super lucky.
Yeah.
Well, and I think that's where we'll end it tonight, is
Okay.
feeling grateful and feeling lucky. You guys have stuck with us a little over our hour. We appreciate you for being here. We appreciate you guys tuning in every single week, and joining us in the fun times and the silly times, but also in these, harder to traverse situations and difficult to talk about. So just thank you guys so much for being a part of this Renton Live family and community that we're building. And the team is super grateful because we get to keep doing this every week for you guys. So thank you so much for tuning in.
Yay. Thank you. Mwah. Love you,
Yeah.
Ash.
I love you too, Christy.
Yay. Love you,
Yeah.
all of Renton Live team and all of Renton. We're all good. It's so
Yeah.
amazing.
We will see you guys next week.